Hello dear students, welcome to VISHNU IAS. I hope you are doing good and most importantly you are happy. So how are you all? I hope you are doing good. The prelims examination is over a couple of weeks ago and now I know that most of the aspirants are either checking again and again the answer keys or they are waiting for the UPSC preliminary results to come. So this is a very difficult phase, I know. In this particular phase, I know that most aspirants must have already started for preparing for the mains examination, and that is the best thing that everyone, regardless of whether you will qualify or not, that is the best thing you have to do. So in this point, VISHNU IAS, we would like to bring 7 must take aways that you should take into consideration while preparing for your mains examination. Myself, Mohammad Azhar ME, faculty at VISHNU IAS, and I have been mentoring a lot of students in the past 7 to 8 years in order to make their UPSC dream or UPSC journey fruitful. So in this video, we are going to see 7 most important takeaways. Okay, if you pay attention to this 7 takeaways, I can give you a guarantee note that it is going to boost your mains mark, and those marks, that may be 1 mark or 2 mark even, can make a difference in your service, in your cadre as well. Okay, so here we go. The first takeaway or the first key point that you should keep in mind while preparing for the mains examination is you have to refer the PYQs. Why PYQs are important? Whether it is prelims or mains, PYQs have very relevance with regard to the civil services examination, because PYQs will guide you, PYQs will give you the hint, or even to be very precise, PYQ will enable you to understand up to what breadth and up to what depth the question will be asked by the UPSC or they have asked so far. If you are taking with reference to mains examination, for example, let's say globalization, many times we have seen direct questions coming from globalization. You don't need to have a very depth understanding or a depth learning with regard to globalization or such kind of there are some topic. They give what is, they ask like define, or they ask like what is, or discuss, and it would be very easy. You can just give a definition, you can write what are the problems associated with, and you can give a conclusion. Most of the times these questions we term it as ready-made questions or ready-made answers, because we know that, because if we have prepared the main syllabus, the bullet points given in the main syllabus word by word, these questions we can tackle. Okay, so this PYQ analysis will give you a right direction upon which subjects, which topics you should go up to what limit. Okay, so this is very important, and also what is important and what not is important. This is also important with regard to your preparation, because you have a very vast syllabus, even though it is very defined, but it is a very vast syllabus. So in these days, what you have to do between the prelims and mains, you have to prioritize. You can't learn everything, every wording that is given in the UPSC main syllabus. So referring to the PYQs, you will get to know what are the important topics, and in those topics itself, up to what level you should proceed, up to what level you should dig for the data, or you should prepare as such. Okay, so this is the first takeaway, that you have to refer PYQs. And the second takeaway that we would like to introduce you is that the importance of notes. I'm not telling not making, because in these days, if you are going to make notes of every subject which is going to come in the mains, or which is written in the main syllabus, then it is going to be a very difficult task. So note making, how you should approach the note making between these prelim and mains days. between this prelim and mains days, your note making should be in such a way that the notes that you are going to make are going to make you exceptional, or that will make your answer sheet exceptional or odd one out, we can say, or that will attract the examiner when he is evaluating. Okay, he will feel that okay, this particular content or this particular fact, this particular figure, this particular observation that this particular student has written, that is different. That is something that every student, every normal aspirant who had given the mains, he has not achieved it. So the note making, you have to be very careful about these things. First one, do not miss any bullet points. In the previous slide, I told the importance of prioritizing the areas. By looking at the PYQs, you will get to know what are the important areas. But it doesn't mean that you should skip some bullet points. See, here I would like to focus one thing. Many students, like most of the students, they, whenever we ask such students, ki, what is your status of your preparation, they would say economy is completed, polity is completed. But that is not the correct approach as per me. As per me, the correct approach is that you should go by the bullet points written in the syllabus and from there to the syllabus. For example, if you are not looking at those bullet points, those syllabus, but if you are feeling that you have read a book, for example, you have read Lakshmikant and you are believing that my polity is done with regard to mains, that is not the correct approach. You should take the syllabus. I have already mentioned the importance of PYQs. Now, with reference to syllabus, you have to take the syllabus. You have to go through each bullet points. GS1, you have to very thorough with each of the wordings given in the syllabus. Each bullet points you have to go. Then what you have to do? Then you have to make ready-made intro and conclusion. This is very, very important thing that will give you a lot of, that will boost your mark, or even it will boost your confidence in the examination hall. What is this ready-made intro and ready-made conclusion? See, syllabus is in front of you and the questions are going to come from that syllabus only, na? From those bullet points only questions are going to come. The theme will remain same. The questions may vary, but the broader theme, that is the bullet point, na? So that will remain same. So why can't you prepare intro and conclusion, like five intros, 5 conclusions, well researched, attractive, very precise, in just 30 to 40 words maximum. So you are preparing 5 intro, 5 conclusions with reference to each of the bullet points. And what happens at the time of the examination hall? You will get a question, but you know the theme, na? You know the theme. So you can give this intro which you have already prepared, which is already in your note, which you have already learned. That intro you can write. Okay. And the body part, the intro and the conclusion, because that will be related to your theme. The middle part, the content part will vary, because the content part, the body part, you have to write as per the question. But the intro and conclusion, you can well research very well in advance and you can put in your notes. So you can decide that from agriculture, if any question is coming, I am going to write this intro. Or you can slightly modify at the examination center, that is fine. But keep one thing in mind. In the examination hall, you will not get time to think in the examination hall. This is very important. If any of the students are going to write exam for the first time, this is very important. In the examination hall, you will not get time to think. It's just the execution place. You will not get time to think. You will see the question. Soon after you read the second line of the question, soon after you complete the first line of, you get into the second line of the question, your brain should start brainstorming the answer. This is how that process should happen. So in the examination hall, never think that you will get time to think. Okay, you will not get time to think. You will just get that minute, that seconds to reproduce whatever you have learned in advance. Okay, so if you are making this intro and conclusion, mark my words, that is going to again boost your mark by a big margin. So every bullet point you take 5 to 10 intros and conclusion and you by heart it. Okay, then whenever the question come, you know that this is from this particular bullet point it belong, and that will have that same theme also. The particular subject matter of the question will vary, but the theme will be the same. So you can write the intro and conclusion. And by making these notes, the most important benefit is that now, if you are making, for example, with reference to one bullet point, if it is in geography, you write then and there, you draw then and there, that's this particular map or these markings on the map I am going to do in these questions. For example, minerals or say mines, important mines which were in news. So you know these places already. So you draw a map of these spots or areas or places and keep it in your note. So whenever such a question comes, in order to make your answer sheet more impressive and more content enriched, you can use this kind of maps, and these maps must be prepared well in advance. Then only you can use, because I already told you in the examination hall you will not get sufficient time. And definitions, for example, in the economy, if they are asking inflation, what all causes inflation, for example, then you should have an intro about inflation. So that inflation you can go to IMF site or World Bank site and you can see what IMF or World Bank says about inflation. You can write it. Then when the question come about inflation, you can write this intro as per World Bank. Okay, so that will look more authentic, and you definitely will get more mark. Okay, so also you can bring some creativity in answer. Okay, like you don't want to write, like you can bring flow charts, diagrams, whatever you feel that would be very interesting, you know? So these kind of innovations and creativity you will only get, or you can be inspired from the toppers copy, toppers answer sheet. Okay, so go through those toppers answer sheet that are available at our institute also. We are fortunate enough to have many toppers, so you can come to the institute and you can take their mock text copies and you can go through them and you can understand whatever the creativity they brought into the exam in the mains examination sheet. So those creative parts you can also imitate, or you can also get influenced and create your own way. Okay, so your note should be not content flooded. So like going through the books and writing the same content, not such a note. Your note should be a value addition, or your note should help you to stand exceptional in the mains exam. So this is the second point. And the third point is, the most important point is, you have to make the life of the examiner happy. See, UPSC mains examination is not a university examination or a school level examination. In university examination or in the school examinations, if you are writing the answer, the person who is evaluating it, that person may read your answer twice or thrice in order to understand what you have written. But in UPSC mains it will not happen. The particular professor or XYZ, whomever is evaluating the paper, he will just go through it, the first reading, whatever you want to convey to the examiner, that must be conveyed at the first writing itself. So when you are writing also, you should think from the examiner's point of view. Make his life easy. Otherwise what happened? If you are using technical jargon, you like technical terms, and if your paper is not at all neat, then it is going to make the life of the examiner horrible, and that will definitely affect your score also. Okay, so making the life of the examiner happy, in order to substantiate it, I would like to show you this particular screenshot. I took it from the UPSC notification. UPSC notification. It is well written, it is well conveyed that how you should write an answer. What are the things that you should keep in mind while writing the answer? See, if a candidate's handwriting is not easily legible, a deduction will be made. It means that you were answer sheet should be easily legible. So you should improve if it is not legible. In order to get that feedback, you have to take mock test. These all are connected. And also you have to understand the examiner, maintain the eligibility, and this you can read from the notification exactly what it demands. If you want, I will do one more separate session on exactly how notification demands, exactly what notification demands from the, or UPSC demands from the mains candidate. So this is the third point. And the fourth point, the fourth takeaway is that you should definitely focus on these three areas: essay, ethics, and optional. Optional, however, you would be focusing. If you are not started, investing your time into optional, please start it. It's very late. Okay, essay, ethics, and optional, because it will give you 1000 mark. So you have to focus on these three areas. Okay, because it will give you 1000 mark. Return on investment is high. So if you have not started writing full length essays, start it. If you have not started writing ethics answers, if you have not started making note of good case studies, please start it. Okay, and optional also. Optional, however, you must have started. So focus on this. And with regard to essay also, UPSC notification already gave the proper direction. What will be evaluated? What is being expected from the candidate when he is writing the essay? So that is well written in the UPSC notification. It is written they will be expected to keep closely to the subject of the essay, to arrange their ideas in orderly fashion and to write concisely. Credit will be given for effective and exact expression. So take the screenshot of this. Practice essay writing meeting the demand of this particular screenshot. Okay, this is given by UPSC in the notification. So when you are writing the essay, start writing the full length essays and try to keep this demand in mind. So this is the fourth point. And now here comes the fifth point. See, you must have learned a lot, must have read a lot, but if you are not practicing, especially if you are not practicing to complete the all paper in that 3 hours, then you are going to fail most probably. Because in mains examination, if you are completing the paper, then you have a high chance that you would qualify the mains if you could complete the paper itself. But if you are not completing the paper, there's chances, it doesn't mean that you will not qualify, but the trends are showing like that. So whenever we are meeting the aspirants, we would recommend them to complete the paper. Try practicing completing the paper itself. Don't fall into this perfectionist trap. What is this perfectionist trap? Perfection, yet you are sitting at one answer, you are trying to improvise it, you are trying to bring more and more, because that was your strong area. The question came from your strong area, the area where you prepared a lot. You made a good note. But if you are putting a lot of time, or if you are emotionally investing into it, you are going to make it perfect. But at the same time, you are leaving some questions in the exam. You have not touched some question. This will take your ear many times. So don't fall into this perfectionist trap. Instead, you should develop the habit of completing the whole paper. So take full length test, or even if it is the sectional test, try to complete the paper. Okay, don't try to be perfectionist in one answer or one area. Your target should be completing the paper. So this you can practice it from the test series. Okay, and also at the time of the examination, it is very important that is also very important. Na? Whenever you are thinking, during the thought process, during the brainstorming, only the important stuff should come to your mind. This also should be a practice. Okay, for all these things, you take a good test series and practice completing the paper, the brainstorming process, everything you should practice. And the next takeaway, that is most important, limited content and revision. Now you can't go for there are people who will go for content, more and more content, but it will not give you much return. Now the time is to limit the content and revise it as much you could, because in the mains examination, in the mains examination hall, if you have given gave the examination, you must know that. See, not time to think. You see the question. By the time I already told you, when you read the second line of the question, your mind should give you the answer. Your mind should brainstorm the answer. Start brainstorming the answer. So mains is not recognition exam that is over with the prelims. It is reproducing. So if you want to reproduce it well in the examination paper with facts, with figures, with good intro, with good conclusion, you should do multiple rounds of revision. So now it is high time you stop going behind the content and start revising it, because I am repeating, in the examination hall, it will be very, very difficult for you to think. It will be very difficult for you to think and write. So the moment you see the question, your brain should be in such a way that it start brainstorming whatever you have learned and you are able to complete it. So this is the 6th point. And the last but not the least, please don't neglect the compulsory paper. I know many aspirants, they practiced a lot, essay, GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4, n number of tests, but they took it for granted. Okay, this particular language is my regional language, or English, I am very good at English, I speak very, very good English, I communicate very good. But there are students who failed in this compulsory paper. This is qualifying paper, you know. I hope you must be knowing about it, 300 marks. But this is very important. This is the last point, but not the least point. You have to give some time, not like every day 15 minutes or 20 minutes. You have to give time for this, the compulsory paper. But why? Because if you are losing in it, then your year will be gone. So you can seek help of your mentors or teachers for this same thing. Okay. So these are the 7 key points, takeaways that Vishnu IAS Academy and personally myself would love to give to you. So please continue studying. Don't wait for the prelims results. Okay. If any help, any kind of help you needed with regard to your mains preparation, do please come to our institute and we would be very happy to meet you all. See you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye. Happy learning and enjoy learning.